right, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I've been thinking about investment strategy lately. I've been thinking about it all the time. I have no fucking money to invest. It's all accounted for. Every month is right down to the fucking wire. And I'm just trying to find some extra money to buy some fucking Bitcoin before the fucking halving, or even just having a little bit for after the halving, directly after the halving. But there's not a lot of fucking options available. Anyway, my wife was out to dinner with her friends the other day, and all these people have like massive houses. Like 4 or 5 bedroom houses, $1.5 million, loaned up to the fucking eyeballs. One of her friends was saying things have got real hard for them lately, and both her and her partner are earning well over $200,000 a year each. But she's like, the bills are really starting to fucking pile up, and the mortgage has gone from like $5,500 a month to $9,000 a month. And she's like, we're just trying to figure out ways to retire. How are we going to retire? How much money do you need to retire? And I was like, how the fuck do you retire with a mortgage like that? I mean, your house is going to be valuable. Don't get me wrong. Your house will be worth something. Who knows how much? But when you're paying that sort of mortgage, you're going to have a little bit of trouble saving anything significant. And then on top of that, you've got inflation crushing your savings. But inflation is also making your loan cheaper. So that's sort of like double-edged. Then your superannuation, which is like your 401k in the US and whatever the fuck it is in other countries, your retirement shit. You get taxed on that when you retire, but also at the moment, that's making like 4 or 5% a year. With the big superannuation funds, I think like max 7 a year or whatever. It's barely covering inflation. So by the time it gets to fucking retirement age for a lot of my generation anyway, there's going to be fuck all super left. So you can't really rely on that. Everyone's main asset is going to be their house. That's going to be your asset. So that's really going to be your retirement fund. In the end, that's what you're going to have to fucking live off when you retire. So even if you have a beautiful house, 4 bedrooms, family home, raise the kids in it, at some point, if you want to retire, you're going to have to fucking sell your family home. I can't see any other way around it. Unless you've got like fucking like 3 or 4 investment properties, which they don't. So it just all looks like at the end of the day, you got to sell your fucking house to retire. That's how you're going to have enough funds to retire. I mean, you can live in the house. That's cool. You don't have to fucking pay rent. It's all paid off, hopefully, unless interest rates go up to 15-20%. This is also a big loan. Like they took out 1.5 million. Well, their house was 1.5 million. So that's crazy. So you can live off a little bit of your retirement, a little bit of pension, live rent free. All you need to do is pay for like whatever the fuck it is, property insurance, taxes, all that sort of horse shit, maintenance, repairs, whatever's involved in maintaining a home. So I guess the move is you sell the house and then buy something cheaper, live in that, and then use the extra money to retire on. Because I don't know if you understand what inflation really means. It's never going down. When they say we've got inflation down from 9% a year, 9 fucking percent a year. Can you imagine that? That's insane. To 4.5% a year, that isn't a decrease. That's not a reduction in anything. It just means instead of your money being worth 9% less every single year, your wages and everything, now we've got it down to only 4.5%. So you're only losing 4.5% of your buying power every single year. When you start hearing deflation, that's when prices go down, but you're never going to hear that. Deflation, you can start getting excited about prices coming down. But deflation means whatever debt you have is becoming more and more expensive. So essentially harder and harder to pay back because your money is becoming more valuable, but your debt is becoming more expensive. And deflation in a debt-based economy that's the end of the fucking game. So if you have in your mind that prices are going to become cheaper anytime soon, that's insane. Inflation reducing is still inflation. They're trying to get it down to 2%, which just means they're stealing 2% of your buying power every year. And there's no way they're getting it back down to 2%. 4% is the new normal. 4% is the new normal. And even 4% is a lie. It's more like 7 to 8% in real terms. And even that's a little bit of a lie because, and I'm stealing this directly off Jeff Booth, that's counting inflation from zero. But prices should be going down naturally with technology. Everything should be getting cheaper all the time, always. But because we're in this inflationary debt system, it's engineered to go up. But the natural rate of deflation, if you didn't have a manipulated system, is about 5%. So things should be getting cheaper at 5% a year. That's just through technology gains, productivity gains, just generally everyone becoming wealthier. That's the natural state of the world. So you should be counting inflation from -5, which makes it even more fucked up. It's crazy. If that's the one thing I suggest people go out and fucking just learn. Learn what inflation is. Learn what it really fucking means. And that's really the fucking core problem. That is the foundation. If you can properly understand inflation and you get a light bulb moment, then we can start working on some shit. They're about to start printing money again as well. So the quicker you figure it out, the better you're going to be. Inflation. Look into it. That's all you need to know. And what actually is money? Why is money money? What is money? They're really the only two things you need to know. What is money and what is inflation? Like, really understand what inflation is. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and your Easter, and I'll see you the fuck later.